Now we've got our generic single zone controller installed, we will give it a better name. So we're going to call it Living Room Combined. We want to change we'll save that's the name of the controller. We're going to call the zone that it comes with Living Room. This is going to end up being the final zone that the customer sees on their viewer. We need to add an extra source to it. Don't worry about the name will get overwritten later. So if you just click add, you'll be able to see you've got a source 1 and source 2. Now, the source on source 1 is going to be the output from the Marantz receiver. You can connect an output to the input of another zone. So, output from Marantz SR7009 zone living room AVR, that would say. You can see it there. So we hit apply. And then we do the same for the multi-room audio, so living room multi-room audio. And we hit apply. Now, quick check, if we hit living room, we should be able to see, hey, there's 5 sources. So we've got our Blu-ray, our Sky, our Roku, our Apple, and our Sonos all under the one zone. Now, we're not done there, there's a little bit more setup to do. So we go back into here, we're going to need to make a few changes to how we control the zone. After all, this is a generic framework for building your own zone controller. We now need to tailor it a little bit. So we're going to change, I just force of habit, I change both of these to discrete. This zone is not going to have its own internal volume control. After all, this zone physically does not exist. It's virtual, it's combining the audio from these two, so we don't need the audio control properties. We then hit the living room zone, and we now need to slave in the 2 zones which make this zone up. So I hit slave on the Marantz and slave on the multi-room audio. Now the reason I do this is not to get the zones to switch over in the correct way, because by linking the output of the Marantz and the Niles, Elan knows how the living room finds the sources, so do not use this for source selection. What we use this for is turning off the relevant controller when it's not needed. So, slave source 1 is the Marantz, and it's not needed when we're driving the Sonos. So, we simply change that 1 to turn off. Now, slave source 2 is the Niles multi-room audio chassis, and it's not needed when we're using the audio sources from the Marantz. Okay, and as I said before, we do not need to set the source. This is a duplication of commands. Elan already knows, by linking the output into the source here, Elan already knows how to find the source. Do not link it twice. We now need to reroute the audio control, or the volume control, from this virtual zone controller to the actual hardware zone controllers behind it. So, for the Blu-ray disc, we want the sound coming from the living room AVR, the same for the Sky, the same for the Roku, and the same for the Apple TV. For the Sonos, we then want the volume control coming from the living room multi-room audio chassis. Almost there. So Elan knows how to switch on, because of these connections, it now knows how to switch on the controllers and find audio from Blu-ray, Sky, Roku, Apple, and Sonos. It knows that when we're going between Sonos and the video sources to turn off one or other chassis. The last command that's missing is it doesn't know how to switch the zone off when you're finished with it. Power on's done automatically, it's done by an internal event map, but power off is the one thing that this event does not allow for, and it's a very simple workaround. We select the power off command here, we select add command, and we'll add in the living room AVR, and we want to turn it off, and then we add in the Niles MRA, living room multi-room audio, and we turn it off. So basically what that means is, if the last source I was listening to was Sonos and I switched off the virtual zone, Elan has no command in there of how to switch off the zone. So it would simply turn off the virtual controller controlling the zone. So Elan would show the new living room zones being off, but the physical zone supplying that is the living room AVR. It would continue to run. These 2 power commands get around that and solve the problem. That's it for this guide.